There we go. Alrighty, folks. Well, welcome back to Turwinkle Talks. That's right, it is Turwinkle Talks. And tonight, we found another great guild over here on Moonguard. And we've traveled to the Exodar here, because no better place to interview this guild than in the Exodar. I got yelled at by Layla earlier tonight because I just said I'm at Exodar. She's like, excuse me, it's the Exodar? It's like, oh, good Lord. Okay, it is the Exodar. And we've got a wonderful guild to talk to tonight. I'm excited to talk to these guys because, I was hanging out. I was looking for a fun guild to talk to tonight. And I saw these guys, and number one, they look awesome. I mean, look at this transmog, guys. These guys look great. Now, you guys are going to have to do the guild uniform contest at the Tournament of Ages this year. I think you guys have a good chance.
Oh, yeah, we'd be interested in that.
Yeah. So, hopefully we see you guys in that competition. Clan Battlehammer has won it a few years in a row. So, we got to have some other guilds win that thing. So. But they look great. And I was like, oh man, I got to find out more about this guild. And so that's what we're going to do tonight, folks. And so we're going to do exactly that. And right off the bat, now we've got the guild leader himself. And is it Rupier?
Rupier, yes.
Rupier, the guild leader himself. And what is his official rank in the guild?
Well, he is an Exarch. In the World of Warcraft, you've probably encountered many different Exarchs. It is a very high rank in Draenei society. I believe it's only topped by the High Exarch, which in the Army of Light, which we were affiliated with, is High Exarch Turalian.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm pretty up there.
And how do you pronounce the guild's name again?
Ante Tiriosh.
So you are the or you're just the Exarch of...
Just the Exarch of Tiriosh.
There we go.
Now, some people have said, why don't you just call yourself a High Exarch? But considering we have one and he's the leader of the army, it just doesn't really work out. As cool as it sounds, I have to settle for Exarch.
Unless you take him out in one-on-one combat, right? Then isn't that how you,
I've thought about it, but... I'm just so busy here on Azeroth.
Right. There you go.
We have our hands full, so...
Okay, excellent. And you choose life, correct? I mean, yeah.
Yes, that's true.
And who have you brought here with you tonight? Who do we got?
Well, on my left here is Batula, who is the High Vindicator of the guild. He is in charge of the infantry. The guild has, a number of different divisions, which I'm sure we'll talk about later, but He is the leader of the infantry. Ivara, to my right, she is a member of the infantry. And that is an Eridar.
Oh,
That is... no.
I was like, oh,
actually,
yeah.
No, this is one of our new recruits. We just met him today. But, we're excited to see what he can offer.
Oh, excellent. All right. Well, hopefully we'll find some more folks to join you, and hopefully more folks will want to join you after watching tonight's show. So excellent.
Hopefully.
So first and foremost, how did you form the guild? When did you form it? How old is the guild?
Well, I did not found the guild. It was founded by a player named Akoros, and originally the guild, which came out... as soon as Lightforged were playable. And it was originally intended to be a very hard-line military guild with formations and just very, very strict. And that's personally not my style of RP. So when the guild changed hands and players left and, unsubscribed from the game, I ended up as the GM. And I altered the story a little bit in a lore-friendly way that takes into account, we are settling on Azeroth now. Legion has been defeated. So there is a civilian element to the guild, and there is a more peaceful, diplomatic way of handling things. So yeah, that's how everything came about.
Now, what does that name mean, Ante Tiriosh?
Well, to be honest, I don't know the origin of it and why the original founder decided on these words. However, I do know that it was meant to be very Draenei sounding.
Okay.
It was meant to be something that fit in with the culture. Later, we decided that in common it would mean until they are cast out, which is the central part of our military aspect of the guild, which is dealing with the holdouts of Legion demons that are still on Azeroth.
Okay, awesome. Now, what kind of guild is it? Is it a light RP guild, medium, heavy RP? Do you guys PvE, PvP, raid? What kind of guild is it?
It's definitely, I would say, medium, because we are themed on something that's based on the lore. We don't have an official uniform, but we encourage our members to do something that fits. Our guild chat is out of character, and we have events weekly. This is not a daily RP guild. We have very strong story events every week, and we encourage our members to meet up on their own time, pursue side RPs that may or may not be connected to our overall theme.
All right, excellent. And so, as a new person wanting to join the guild, first and foremost, who do I talk to about getting into Ante Tiriosh?
Well, we have a website.
Oh,
and
what is it?
That is, we use a tiny URL, so it's tinyurl.com/Tiriosh. It's also a Tumblr page, that's what it redirects you to, which is anti-Tiriosh.tumblr.com.
All right.
And all our information can be found there. And on that page, it says that you can contact myself, Rapier, or any of the division commanders. So like Batula leads the infantry. We have other people who lead the other divisions. Their names are listed. Or you can just join our Discord and talk to us, and we'll take note of you and meet up with you in game.
Excellent. Now, is there an age restriction getting into the guild?
There's no age restriction. Our themes, while they're very involved in the lore, they aren't necessarily mature or something you would be concerned about. I don't see that being a problem.
Okay, excellent. Is there a class or race restriction?
Well, we allow everyone into the guild, first of all, but Death Knights, Warlocks, Demon Hunters, Shadow Priests, we allow them in to a certain extent. They are not sorted into the army itself. They sort of join the guild as an assistant, someone who might help us in battle or might help us with a certain skill set, but they are technically not part of the guild. We call them associates. They are the associate rank, and they're unable to attend a number of events that we have since they take place in the Exodar or what have you.
Okay.
So yeah, it is somewhat limited, but we accept everyone.
All right, excellent. Is there a level requirement?
There is not.
Oh, excellent. So someone that's level 1 can join you guys?
We like we like all sorts of different backstories to join our guild, and if they join as a level 1 who role plays as someone who is developing their skill set, we like them to grow with us. We can help them level, and we're just very interactive in that way.
Oh, excellent. All right. Now, is there an IC or OOC interview?
There is not. That's something that we get asked a lot. There is no interview required. There's no application. What we do is we accept the player into the guild, and they are a recruit. When they attend the first in-character RP event, we get them to introduce themselves during that. They introduce their character, their skill set, their motivations, and we decide which division within the guild they're best suited for. And we consider that if there is an in-character interview, it takes place there.
Okay, excellent. And lastly, do I have to know how to roleplay to be a part of the guild?
No, you just have to have an interest, because we are very understanding, and we know that we all started somewhere. So
Right.
we will help you. We will absolutely help you.
Well, excellent. And and I say this probably in every interview, but for myself, I always think it's better to learn how to roleplay if you don't know how to, in a guild setting, because you're a little more comfortable with folks you may know in a guild, and you're not afraid to make a mistake, or if you do, you're not going to be punished.
Absolutely.
The crowd. So
I
excellent.
agree.
Now, let's say you love everything about Turwinkle. He's made it into the guild. So first and foremost, what are the rules in character I have to follow and out of character, being part of the Ante? Tiriosh.
It's a tough name. It gives me trouble sometimes. No, as for rules, it just the same as any other, the same that you'd expect from any player, even outside of a guild. You want to be friendly. If you have criticism, you want it to be constructive. We don't allow debates or politics or religion or anything like that in the guild chat. That's one thing. And just general respect. And for in character, just don't be silly. don't be lore breaking. We have many characters. It's it might be a tense sort of militaristic mood, and someone might crack a joke, and that's fine. Basically being faithful to your character and keeping within the lore. That's all we ask for. For when you're in character.
Okay, excellent. So basically follow the golden rule.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, excellent. Now, you already talked a little bit about ranks, but as a new member, again, where am I placed as ranks are concerned?
So when you join, you're a recruit, unless you are a Death Knight or one of the darker classes, which you're just associate, and that's
Right.
the end. That's the beginning and the end. But for the average member, they join as a recruit. They attend their first event. They introduce themselves. They get to learn about the guild a little bit. They can join one of the divisions. We have infantry, Ogari, pathfinders, diplomats. We have our engineers. Basically, any sort. Each one serves a vital role in the functioning of our purpose and goals.
Okay, excellent.
So,
Now, how do you
yes.
get promoted within those ranks?
Oh, okay. So when you're assigned to one of these divisions, they have their own sub-ranks, essentially. And all of this is decided by the division commander. Each division has a commander, and their role is to assign missions to the members of their division. So they might have events of their own. They might send missions through the mail or meet up with them in character. And then, they just, the more they contribute, the more likely they are to get one of the promotions, which would be decided by one of the guild division commanders.
Okay. And how do you become one of the division commanders? What do you have to do to get up into those echelon ranks?
Well, each division only has one commander, so if the slot is full, unfortunately, you can't get up there. But
Well, I could make one unfull if
I'd be careful. That
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
He's
I was just kidding, sir. No reason to get fired. Okay.
But no, originally when we do currently lack a commander for our pathfinders.
Oh.
So that is open, and the pathfinders are our scouts and spies, and they go all over Azeroth. So that's currently an opening. But essentially, someone who is willing to be a guild officer, preferably someone with experience, who can RP and engage with our members and take on the responsibility that's needed.
Okay, excellent. And then finally, to take over the guild, they just have to defeat you in one-on-one combat. Is that?
That hasn't happened yet,
Okay,
but you know,
Circle of eight.
I sleep with one eye open, so you know,
Wow,
we'll see
okay.
how it goes.
All right, awesome. Now, being part of the guild, what kind of guild events do you guys do?
So, I mentioned earlier we have two goals of this sect of the Army of Light. We seek out stray demons, the holdouts of the Legion that hide in the dark corners of the earth, or the Azeroth. Sorry, and then the other part is getting to know the natives of Azeroth and integrating with the people, because this is, for the Lightforged, our new home.
Right.
And so we've been collaborating with a couple other guilds, mostly in and around Lordaeron. So we have Gilneans and people from Alterac, and we've basically have been up there fighting the Forsaken. So on the military side, we have that going on, and then on the sort of, because we have many priests as well, since this is a light, a holy light themed guild. We have priests currently on a special mission going up into Quel'Thalas, which is something that is still in the works, and we're kind of keeping it a little secret. So I don't know how much I can say.
Okay, well,
But,
What a job.
well, yeah, it's just we'll keep that on the DL then, sir. You don't want to spoil anything.
no, there's basically a lot of exciting stuff is happening.
Well, there you go, folks. This is the time to join right now.
Mm-hmm.
Get in on the ground floor on that. That sounds like a lot of fun. Excellent. Now,
So be it.
okay. Now, do you guys have weekly guild meetings or monthly or anything like that?
So every week, we try to every week have a sort of a recap of everything that's going on. So we talk about the missions that our members have been sent on in their respective divisions. We see how that turned out. We evaluate the information they may have received from those missions while they were out on the field. We talk about things going on in the greater setting. So in Azeroth, there's war on the horizon and rumors of a big major conflict between the Alliance and Horde again. So we talk about that and what that means for us, and we also it's a general recap, I'd say, of everything that goes on. We do that once a week.
Okay, excellent. Now we have a new arrival here. Who do we have?
This is Naevia, who is our division leader for the Ugari, and they are basically the scholars of the guild. They are made of our priests and magi, and just casters in general.
Oh, excellent. Well, welcome. Is it Naevia?
Naevia, yes.
Yeah, welcome. Good to have you. Okay, so what is the current storyline for the guild? What are you guys currently doing? What's happening?
Well, we are in Lordaeron, as I mentioned earlier, and we're mostly dealing with the Forsaken. We're forming bonds with the human kingdoms up there, as we have much in common. Specifically, we're allied with a guild of Alteraci, which is the Fallen Kingdom. But there are people who are working together to rebuild that, and we have mutual interests in that area. So the Forsaken are interesting because within the Army of the Light, there's interpretation as what will we consider the extent of the Legion's influence? Are the Forsaken a product of the Legion? Or are they now independent enough and so far removed from that that we should not consider them tainted by dark forces? So there is a lot of room for friendly, communication over these subjects.
Okay, excellent. Now, this is the part where we talk to some of these other folks here. I guess we'll start down here. Now, is everybody on the Discord? I haven't popped in there. Is there anybody not in the Discord here? Looks like everyone's here, correct?
Yeah, pretty much everyone, except for our new recruit.
Okay. So I guess we'll start down here with is it Batula? Batula? Batula. Tell us a little bit about your character, sir.
He is, I believe, the oldest in character here. Pretty much kind of like where Rufier is the younger leader type. Very optimistic. Batula is more the anchor in hard set military standards. Very strict.
All right. And how did you find your way into the Ante Tiriosh?
I believe it was one of these two that just walked up to me one day, and I was like, this is actually something I've been looking for in character to join into. And yeah, it just happened. Haven't looked back since.
Oh, excellent. And so, what keeps you in this guild? I mean, there's hundreds of guilds you could have joined. What keeps you in this guild?
I kind of got anchored into the community, and I enjoyed it. Logged on every day. Everybody was always so happy, greeting each other. It grew quick, so it kept things interesting. The events weekly keep me engaged, and being one of the officers, it helps to also be part of that growth.
Right.
And having a big part of it.
Now, Rapier, how many folks are in your guild?
We're around 50 strong.
Okay, excellent.
And Star, I'd say, maybe 90%, 95% are incredibly active.
Excellent. And do you folks allow alts into the guild?
We do.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Okay. And next here we have, and again, is it Naevia?
Naevia.
Naevia,
yeah.
All right. Tell us a little bit about your character.
Okay. I have been role-playing Naevia on and off for a few years now. She is an ex-anchorite of Karabor, raised by the priest of Karabor as an orphan. She's been in a couple of Janai guilds over the years, and had a mentor in one guild who passed away. And when that mentor passed away, she went through a sad development growth period where she decided that she wanted to give back to the community more so than she had been taking from it, and that eventually led her to Argus, and then into then she became I guess you could say a Lightforged from there. So she was a regular Draenei, and Lightforging happened to her quite recently.
Oh, excellent. Now, how does she find her way into the Tiriosh?
So ideally, I believe it was just through growing rank. Out of characterly, I found some awesome people who were putting together something that I really wanted to be a part of. It happened at a point, unfortunately, where I had just been signed on to full-time work. I'm an Australian, as you can probably tell, so my playtimes don't really coincide at the moment with guild times, but my full-time contract ends on the 3rd of June, only about 2-3 weeks away. I'm very excited because when I go back to part-time work, I'm going to be able to be pretty much active almost every day.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. I study as well, so I need to have something that gets me away from my studies.
Right. Yeah. Well, excellent.
Something enjoyable.
And what's one thing you could say about the guild that you might tell somebody to get them in to join you guys?
This is a positive atmosphere. I've encountered a lot of great people. It's been my experience playing on Moonguard for the last 10 years that 10 or so years, I guess. There's pockets of the community that can get you down.
Yeah.
It can be a
Yep.
difficult place. It can be drama laden. But this is not one of those places.
Oh,
For me,
excellent.
it's a very holistic experience in general.
Oh, great. Well, excellent.
And we have
Yeah.
cookies.
Oh, cookies.
Yes, we do have
cookies. Excellent. All right. Now we'll come back to you last there, Rupert. We'll come back to you, sir.
All right, that's great.
It's when the intervention is going to begin. So, I mean,
I better get out of here now.
Yeah, it's like a area. If you want to
All right.
read what you've got here, how he's affected you personally these past. The real reason we're here. No. So, is it Averia? Averia?
Oh, he's very quiet
Yes,
for me.
very, very quiet. Boy, we cannot. Let me see if I can boost him on my end. Because I can't hear him at all. So let me get into here. Let's find him here. And I'll boost that up. And we'll see how that. Try it now, sir. A little bit. I mean, I've got you at 200 and just barely can pick you up. Oh. Unfortunately, yeah, we can't. I don't know if it's something on your end or mine. I got you boosted at 200 for mine.
You got a game headset lying around, Eve?
Well, see what you can find, sir. What we'll do is we'll go back to the guild leader here, and again, we do have a new person. And if the new person, I don't know if he's watching or listening. If he is, you want to have him type out what he enjoys about being in the guild, and then you can just read that, Rupier.
All right.
So just have him type it out to you, what he enjoys about being in the guild. I mean, he's brand new today, right?
Oh yeah. Probably in the last 2 hours or
Wow.
so.
Okay, so
So-
brand spanking new. Why did he choose to join you guys? I guess. What was he looking for, and what did he see in what you guys were doing that piqued his interest? For yourself, sir, tell us a little bit about Rupier.
So when people think of Draenei, they think of a character who is from Argus and is very, very ancient. But Rupier was actually not born on Argus. He was born as the Draenei were drifting through the Twisting Nether during their fight against the Burning Legion. And he is just under 1,000 years old, which is very old to most of the races on Azeroth. But to the Draenei, he's he could be considered in his 20s or so.
Okay.
So he grew up just hearing about Argus and this home and what happened to his people and seeing these light forged on the ship, and he just wanted to help. He wanted to, do right by his people. And when the Draenei finally did arrive on Argus and met up with the races of Azeroth and the Draenei from the Exodar, he realized that he really did not have anything in common with this planet. He had heard stories, but what he saw in front of him was just a husk, something that had been so far tainted by the Legion that there was nothing for his people there. And so after that battle, the Argus campaign, he underwent his Lightforged ritual, and he confronted all of these fears and doubts that he had, and he came out of that totally new, with new purpose, and he realized that he wanted to make a new home for his people on Azeroth. He wanted to settle in with the Draenei cousins of the Exodar and basically protect this new home and bring everyone together.
Oh, excellent. Well, excellent. Now, on an out-of-character note, leading a roleplay guild is, can be a pretty daunting task. Some would say, the vast difference between leading a roleplay guild versus, say, a PvP guild or a PvE guild, there's a lot more intricacies that you have to balance. There's in-character drama and out-of-character drama. So there's a lot to be said about taking on that role as a guild leader. What brings you back day after day to lead these guys?
Well, I love the community. The people, I am so grateful that I have a good bunch of people who care about the story, they care about the lore. Everyone's equally invested in seeing these stories happen, coming up with new stories. I definitely could not do this without my officers, without the commanders of the divisions, because the guild is structured in such a way where everyone gets an even amount of work, and we all help each other out. So it's really just such a great environment that I don't mind coming back day after day to lead this group of people.
All right, that is awesome. That is awesome, man. All right, any luck, Eve?
Is that better?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right, excellent.
Turns out I had it on backwards.
Oh, well, that happens. Come on, that happens. I'll be doing a whole stream and have been muted the entire time. So, and I always say professionalism. I've got it. So that happens.
Oh yeah, it's here.
So how do you pronounce your name?
It's pronounced Ivara.
Ivara. Okay.
Eve is the more emphasis part. It's just I've always loved Draenei names and the creativity and different little things.
All right. Tell us a little bit about Ivara.
Ivara is kind of she's a rebirth for me. I'm new to the server, and I'm actually from the same one as you are. That's my home server.
Oh, okay.
And I decided to come over to Moonguard. Some friends were coming over, and they decided to take a break till BFA comes out. So I was like, I'm gonna, restart into my RP. So Ivara here, she's probably one of the younger members in the guild. She kind of grew up on the Vindicar, so she didn't really get to see, she doesn't really remember what the old world was like. She doesn't really remember what a home was like. And she always grew up idolizing all the others as they continued on their battles and, protected their world. And, so for her, when she came about and she heard that this group was, still continuing the fight, for her, it was her big chance to show her worth and to be really part and show that she is a Lightforged. Okay. So it kind of really integrated well with her. And it's definitely a different angle than what I'm used to playing. Mostly I've always played Dark RP, and this is obviously very different from Dark RP.
The kind of the opposite. Yeah. It's always good to stretch those, RP muscles and try something new. You never know, you may never go back.
Oh, exactly. And I think this group is really, the best for it. And they're all really great and they're really helpful. You know, it's nice to be able to talk to everybody and learn different angles of how the light affects and things like that. And for helping people too. I mean, we have in the infantry, we have kind of teams. In my team, I have a gentleman who's new to the RP experience himself. And I took advantage of one of our missions and I taught him how to roleplay battles.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah,
That is awesome. All right, wonderful. Well,
it was a lot of fun.
awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much. All right.
No problem. Thank you.
You bet. All right, sir. Did he have a chance to write anything to you?
No, I never.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, and
Oh.
and he's gone.
And he
Okay.
disappeared.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, that solves that.
It was so just good.
Yeah, but it blew him right off the server. All right, excellent. Now, Rupir, if you had the opportunity to speak to Moonguard, Wormrest, Emerald Dream, Cenarian Circle, Sisters of Elune, all those forums and stuff, all those different servers, all those role players out there, and you wanted them to come and join you here on Moonguard and join your guild and enjoy the Draenei roleplay that you guys are doing here, what would you say to them?
I would say that if they're listening, hopefully they can tell everyone thinks this is such a relief and such a positive environment. And we have people with all sorts of levels of role-playing experience, and everyone is satisfied with this new experience that we're sharing together. Also, for people who RP and appreciate lore, this is totally new terrain. The Lightforged are such a new and interesting angle in the lore, and we'd love for you to come out and be a part of this new story, this new experience with us.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you guys get to kind of do some of that, fill in the gaps that that isn't actually canon, and so you're kind of filling in some of those pieces through your role play.
Yeah, it's great. It's very interactive. Everyone has opinions, and we talk things out, and we just try to be as authentic as possible. So it's a lot of fun.
All right. Well, there you go, folks. Again, if you have a new character over here on Moonguard, or would like to make a character and join these guys, you can certainly do so. And again, you can look them up at, again, what's the address of the Tumblr page?
It's Ante-Tiriosh.tumblr.com, or you can use tinyurl.com/Tiriosh.
And that'll be in the description below here that you can click and go to, and it'll take you right there, and it'll talk pretty much about everything that we've talked about here tonight, correct?
Yes.
All right, excellent. So come and join these guys, folks. If you're looking for a home, hey, you couldn't do any better than joining these guys with their role play over here on Moonguard. A lot of fun. They're very active, and hey, they are forming some of that canon around that Lightforged Draenei stuff. So you can join in on that. And it sounds like there's got some exciting stuff going on too in their storyline. So look them up, come and join them, and have some fun role playing with these guys. And maybe if you're another guild looking to do some inter guild stuff, check these guys out over here on Moonguard, especially
for sure.
Out in Lordaeron right now, so you Alterac guilds out there. I know I talked to the Defilers of Erethdor. They may be battling you. I don't know. I don't know how that'll work.
No, we love that. We definitely want anyone who would be willing to collaborate with us, and things to our mutual benefit. We'd love just to work something out. So whether you're interested in joining or interacting with us to any extent, please just get in touch. We'd love to meet you.
Well, there you go, folks. Well, again, another great guild here on Moonguard. And again, I want to thank you guys, each and every one of you, for taking some time to talk to us tonight.
Yeah, thanks so much, Turwinkle. It was
Thanks
great.
for having us.
You bet. Thank you.
Thanks.
A pleasure.
You bet. All right, folks. Well, there you have it. Another great guild here on Moonguard. Definitely check them out. And so with that, we're going to say goodnight. Thank you so much, Turwinkle, as always. sir, you've done a wonderful, wonderful job, Turwinkle. Oh, I've got all this stuff open up. Look at this. Sorry, Turwinkle. But again, another good job, Turwinkle. And we will catch you next time, Turwinkle. Bye-bye.
I'll miss you.
We'll miss you too, Turwinkle. Bye-bye.
Well, all right then.